Now let's see about capital structure. Capital structure is nothing but the mix of debt and equity is called as a capital structure. That is, when a company requires fund, what is the mix of or proportion of debt as well as equity and other forms of capital like preferred stock? What is the proportion of debt and equity mix is called as capital structure. And this optimal capital structure is very important for any company. Like optimal capital structure is the capital structure at which the weighted average cost of capital is minimum and thereby the value of the firm is maximum. So it's been already calculated in the previous session how to find out the optimal debt equity mix. At what debt equity mix or at what proportion of debt equity mix the company can get the what you call it, the minimum weighted average cost of capital. That is the optimal capital structure. For example, if the weighted average cost of capital for certain mix is less, the concerned or corresponding debt equity mix is the optimal debt equity mix. So this optimal capital structure may be defined as the capital structure or combination of debt and equity that leads to the maximum value of the firm. That is optimum capital structure. That is optimal capital structure should be the WACC, weighted average cost of capital, should be less. At the same time, the company should achieve maximum value for the firm. Next, what are the objectives of capital structure? So here, the main objective of capital structure is to maximize the value of the firm and to minimize the overall cost of capital. That is the objective of capital structure of a company. I mean, the capital structure, the goal of a company or objective of the company. Then forms of capital structure or capital structure patterns varies from company to company depending upon the availability of finance. For some company, only equity may be available. For some company, debt alone will be available. Or some company, a combination of all these things. So, for example, the first pattern may be only equity share. Second pattern is equity and preference share alone. Third is equity and debenture. Fourth is equity, preference share as well as debenture. All the three together. The next is theories of capital structure. Then it's very important one. So the two theories, similar to the dividend theories, relevant and irrelevant theory. This, what you call as the capital structure, has also got relevant theory as well as irrelevant theory. Relevant theory means net income approach. We call it as NI approach. Irrelevant theory is net operating income approach. That is NOI approach and Modigliani and Miller approach. So now first we'll see about relevant theory. So what is that relevant theory is, see, like in the name itself is there. For example, in case of dividend, we have seen relevant theory as Walton and Gordon model. What we have done there is the dividend decision affects the value of the firm. In the same way, in the capital structure also, under the relevant theory, NI approach, net income approach, it was suggested by a professional called as Durand, a finance expert. So now, according to this theory, capital structure decision is relevant to the value of the firm. Okay, so whatever the decision the company takes, the capital structure decision, that is related to the value of the firm. So it is called as a relevant theory. So in other terms, if you want to mention or if you want to explain, financial leverage changes, overall cost of capital and total value of the firm also changes. For example, if company uses a debt alone or sorry, for equity alone, then the overall cost of capital and the total value of the firm also changes. If company uses a combination of debt and equity and preference share, then also the WACC as well as the total value of the firm changes. For example, if you want to understand it in a clear way, if financial leverage increases, weighted average cost of capital decreases, and total value of the firm and market value of ordinary share increases, and vice versa. For example, if financial leverage increases in the sense like, for example, if company uses equity alone or another company using equity and debt. So which means the second company increasing its leverage. So when financial leverage increases, the weighted average cost of capital decreases and the total value of the firm and market value of ordinary share increases. So this will be proved by net income approach. Now, what are the assumptions of NI approach? There are no taxes. Cost of debt is less than the cost of equity. The use of debt does not change the risk perception of the investor. Operating profit is constant. If no debt, financial leverage is zero. So overall cost of capital is equal to the cost of overall cost of capital is equal to equity capitalization rate or cost of equity. So these are all certain basic assumptions that is being used by NI approach. Now, this is the template through which we can prove that NI approach. Okay. So like, for example, net operating income, that is EBIT. From that, we have to subtract the interest, we'll be getting PBT. From that, we can subtract the tax, we'll get profit after tax. Then equity capitalization rate or cost of equity will be given in the problem. Then market value of equity, E, how to calculate is profit after tax divided by equity capitalization rate. That is profit after tax divided by equity capitalization rate. Then market value of debt, how to calculate, I mean, it will be given in the problem. Total value of the firm is, that is V equal to E plus D. That is market value of equity plus market value of debt. Together we call it as the V, the market value or total value of the firm. Then overall weighted average cost of capital KE or KO equal to EBIT divided by V. That is EBIT divided by the total value of the firm. We divide these two, that is called as weighted average cost of capital. So now let's prove this with the help of a sample problem. This is the problem that is given here. X company has a net operating income of rupees 2 lakhs on an investment of rupees 10 lakh in assets. It can raise a debt at 16% rate of interest. Assume that taxes do not exist. So now the net operating income EBIT is given and on an investment of rupees 10 lakh in assets. Now using NI approach and an equity capitalization of 18%, compute the value of the firm and weighted average cost of capital if the firm has no debt or rupees 3 lakh as debt and 6 lakh as debt. So under three conditions, we need to work out this one. First, let us take up the template for working out this problem. So this is NI approach. So now the first condition let us take up. The first condition is if there is no debt. So if there is no debt, what is the WACC as well as value of the firm will check. Now what we can do is step by step we'll apply. First value what we require is net operating income, that is EBIT value. EBIT value which is given in the problem is 2 lakhs. So which means we can mention 2 lakhs here. Now from that we need to subtract the debt. Here as far as this first category is concerned, there is no debt, which means no interest. So which means EBIT minus interest is nothing but PBT. 2 lakh minus 0 is 2 lakhs. Then next is from this we need to subtract the taxes. So now as far as this problem is concerned, it has been mentioned that there is no taxes. So which means tax is also 0 here. Now PBT minus tax is PAT. So 2 lakh minus 0 again, then we can mention as 2 lakh. Now the next step will be like from this equity capitalization rate, how much given we have to check. In the problem it is given as equity capitalization rate is given as just to check the equity capitalization rate is 18%. So which means equity capitalization rate given as 0.18, 18%. Now market value of equity we have to calculate. Market value of equity E equal to profit after tax divided by the equity capitalization rate. That is 2 lakh divided by 0.18. 2 lakh divided by 0.18. So which means 11 lakh 11,111. The market value of equity is 11 lakh 11,111. That is market value of equity. Market value of debt, as far as the first condition is concerned, no debt. So it means market value of debt is 0. Then total value of the firm P equal to E plus D. So E value is 11 lakh 11,111 plus debt 0. So which means the same thing, 11 lakh 11,111. That is total value of the firm. Then weighted average cost of capital. Overall or weighted average cost of capital KO equal to EBIT divided by V. So EBIT is 2 lakhs divided by V is 11 lakh 11,000. So first let's divide these two. 2 lakh divided by 11 lakh 11,111. which means 0.18. 0.18 is the weighted average cost of capital, or otherwise we can show this as percentage. Weighted average cost of capital is 18%. So this is what you call as when there is no debt. This is the what you call as the market value of equity, total value of the firm, as well as the overall cost of capital. So now let's work out how this changes if the debt level increases. So we'll go for the next condition. So we'll work out the next. So now we'll go for the second condition, that is if there is rupees 3 lakh as debt. That is the second one, the B. That is if rupees 3 lakh as debt. What happens, we'll see here. Condition B is rupees 3 lakh as debt. Now net operating income EBIT remains same. Interest on debt. So interest on debt, how to calculate is the rate of interest is 16%. Debt value is 3 lakhs. So which means in 3 lakhs, 16%, how much we need to find out? 3 lakhs, 16%. 16 divided by 100. So which means 48,000 is the interest here. So now instead of interest, we have to mention 48,000. Now from this 2 lakhs, we have to subtract 48,000. So profit before tax will be 1,52,000. 2 lakh minus 48,000 means 1,52,000. From this, we need to subtract tax. But as far as this model is concerned, or this problem is concerned, the tax rate is nil because there is no taxes. Assume that the taxes do not exist. So it means no taxes, taxes is zero. Profit after tax will be the same thing, the same 1,52,000. Now, equity capitalization rate. Equity capitalization rate is given in the problem as 0.18, the same thing. The market value of equity, E, will be profit after tax divided by the cost of equity, which means 1,52,000 divided by 0.18. So, which means 8,44,444. The market value of equity is 8,44,444. 8,44,444. The next thing is market value of debt. Here the market value of debt, here we are using the debt of 3 lakhs. So now the total value of the firm B equal to, we have to add these two. So which means 8,44,444 plus 3 lakhs. So which means 11,44,444. Okay, now the overall cost of capital KO equal to EBIT by B. EBIT is the value is around that is 2 lakhs. 2 lakhs divided by this value 11,44,444. So 2 lakhs divided by 11,44,444. It comes around 0.17. So 0.17, that is nothing but 17%. That is when debt level is included in the what you call as a capital structure, then the overall cost of capital decreases. So which means if financial leverage increases, overall cost of capital decreases, and value of the firm also increases. The value of the firm increases. So that is what proved when compared to A as well as B. Now we'll see the third one, that is the C. Copy the same template. Okay. So now the third condition, what we can use is that is C, rupees 6 lakh as debt. This is the third condition, rupees 6 lakh as debt. Net operating income will be the same, EBIT. Interest on debt alone in 6 lakh, 16%, how much? We need to find out. So in 6 lakhs, 16%. 96,000. So 96,000 is the interest. Then profit before tax will be 2 lakh minus 96,000, which means 1 lakh 4,000. The next will be tax. There is no tax. So profit after tax will also be the same, 1 lakh 4,000. Next, equity capitalization is 0.18, that is same. Whereas E, that is market value of equity, is profit after tax divided by KE. So which means 1 lakh 4,000 divided by 0.18. So which means 5,77,778. 5,77,778. That is market value of equity. Then market value of debt here is 6 lakhs. So which means total value of the firm equal to E plus D, that is equity plus debt value. So which means this 5,77,778. So well, let's take the exact value because I rounded up to 8. 5,77,778 plus 6 lakhs comes around 11,77,778. So now this is the total value of the firm. So now the weighted average cost of capital is EBIT divided by the total value of the firm. So which means 2 lakh divided by 11,77,778. So it is 0.16.9. 0.169, that is equal to 16.9%. So again, it has been proved. So when we check this this particular problem, so when the financial leverage increases, that is when the what you call as when there is no debt. When there is no debt situation, the you can see here the market value is 11,11,111 and the overall cost of capital is 0.1818. When the debt level increased from 0 to 3 lakh, then weighted average cost of capital decreases, whereas the total value of the firm increased. Then further, when they increase the debt as 6 lakhs, in that case, the total value of the firm is 11,77,738 and the weighted average cost of capital is also 0.169. So that is been proved here. According to relevant theory, when financial leverage increases, that is when debt level increases, then automatically the total value of the firm increases, but at the same time, the weighted average cost of capital also decreases.